you doing?
Good. How are you doing, Bob?
So anyway, we're looking at an LTC. What model are we looking at here, Kerry?
This is an old Westinghouse model UTS-A. It's usually used in your 15 kV class transformers, windings.
These pretty common.
They were common in the day. There's still a lot of them out there.
A lot of them out there. So you're regularly running into these as we do our transformer thing. You're handling the LTC part of it.
Yeah. I think I've serviced 2 of these in the last 6 months, so they're still
Pretty common.
Yeah.
So what are you doing when you come in to service an LTC? There's inspections and then there's repairs. Let's say you're going to do an inspection on this. What would you be looking for?
All right, the first thing we do, normally we will run our electrical checks. This model, I like to do it before I drain it because it's got a big charging spring in it, and you don't want to damage parts because with that, the charging spring. So,
Gotcha, yeah.
so I want to make sure electrically it runs to its limits.
What's that over there?
This is a position indicator. It's a 33 position tap changer,
Okay.
including neutral. And so you got about a 20% range from 16 lower to 16 raise, and voltage change, outgoing voltage.
Does a tap changer run through all 32 of its positions in a normal operation?
No, normally not, no.
So sometimes some of these contacts aren't actually getting used too often. Right?
Too often, and some of them hardly get used on the stationary contacts, which is...
So what do you run into when you open some of these up? Are you seeing a normal kind of repair all the time, or do you run into different things?
This one generally, it's the same thing. Once we drain it down, of course, carbon's all over everything on this model.
This is one that's arc and oil.
Arc and oil, yeah.
Yeah.
And so we usually flush them down with warm transformer oil from our processor. And then so we can get a good look at everything. And we check the condition of the arcing tips on the stationaries and the erosion on the main movings. The last one that I looked at, the next inspection, they don't need contacts.
So my oil tests are good, and do I still need to do an inspection?
Yeah, a lot of customers I've heard, are going more toward just doing DGA and oil results and
Condition-based versus interval maintenance.
Yeah, instead of going into them about every 5 years like you should. But I remind them it's mechanical, so a DGA is not going to tell you if there's a pin getting ready to fall out, or a gear getting ready. You need to go into them and look at the mechanical condition, because that's what really can save disaster.
Yeah, because 40% of all transformer failures we've statistically seen is from the LTC. So you're going to drain it down. You're going to first look at the controls, then you'll do some electrical testing, then you'll drain down the tank, inspect what you do. Do you often find things wrong? Can we get the parts right away and get it back, or are we going to have to wait weeks to get it fixed?
For these here, generally, contact-wise, we can get them within a day or two.
Okay.
A lot of times the next day.
Oh, okay.
If it's like a shaft or something like that, it's usually a return trip.
A return trip. Well, okay, another question.
Because you can find cracks in shafts,
So this is an arc and oil transformer, or LTC. What about the kind that have the vacuum bottles? How are they different when you approach your maintenance?
You still do all the electrical functions, run it, make sure it stops on position. We'll hand crank them, check for binding and all that stuff on all of them.
Yep.
The vacuum interrupter tap changers, they're clean when you open the door.
Right.
They're a little
not arcing in the oil.
Yeah, they're a little more pleasant to work on. You stay cleaner, but then you got to check the functions of the vacuum bottles. We check them from the high pot test, a snap test. Usually tap on them with a wrench, make sure that they don't they sound like they're empty, no oil in them, because they can vacuum fill themselves and still have good dielectric on the high pot test on the bottles.
So you run through the maintenance on an LTC, you put it back together. Do you retest at the end, or are you pretty much sure then at that point you're ready to go?
Yeah, when we get back, it depends on what we do. If we do a normal service, like in service, these will have film on them. We polish it off. We clean them off.
Coating film, you could scrub them up with Scotch, some kind of.
Yeah, we use we use an abrasive like Scotch Brite Pad.
Okay.
Brand name, but and then clean that off with a clean lint-free rags. Wipe everything out with lint-free rags.
Down, make it look
Yeah,
inside.
and then we report the condition of the contacts, you know, later.
So at the end of the day, the customers come to us, we look at this thing and we say, hey, your transformer was in great shape, now we're sure this one is, and now they've got an assurance of having a reliable transformer, right?
Right, exactly. I mean, they still need to do DGA. That's still important because sometimes that catches things. But you know, you don't want to leave out the putting your eyes on things
With
every
eyes on things,
5 years is generally what the manufacturers recommend.
5 years, yeah. Thanks, Jerry.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.